Come on in, ladies and gentlemen, for this Friday edition of the Rocci Stucci Show. We're going to be starting here. What time is it? I can't see. My eyes are bad. It's either 56. If it's 56, yeah, we'll be starting about 4 minutes. So if you're just coming in and listening to a rebroadcast of the program, you might want to just boost ahead just a little bit. But I do appreciate you guys being here. Stand by, man. We're going to rock and roll here in just a minute. Got 2 minutes. It's a little over a minute for slow time. I'm sitting here literally trying to find it. I'm sitting here trying to find it on my stupid frickin' page. You can't even find it on your own page. That's really dumb. View your channel. Not now. I think so. View your channel. I know what I got to do. I got to change. That's what it is. I was looking at the wrong profile picture. All right. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. All right, let me just share this. Facebook. Boom. So I'm going to have to post it with the wrong banner, but I don't care. Come on. All right, let's see. We got just 70 seconds before El Showtime. Oh, Miss Wendy Williams. That lady trips me out. Hundreds evacuated after fire erupts at massive California battery storage plant. No big deal. No big deal. Kid Rock criticizes Mikey L. All right, getting ready to rock and roll. Got about 30 seconds here. Let's turn this stuff down here. A little fill. I don't like quiet noise. Hear my brain. All right, here we go. Rock and roll. The Rocci Stucci Show, Friday edition. Oh, yeah, he said. Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. Let's get ready to rock and roll here. It's showtime. Bada bing and bada boom. And let me hit record. Boom. And we're good there. Okay. Let me hit record. Of course not. Sounds good. No big deal. Close. All right, let's rock it. Let's go. It is Friday. It is January 17th, the Rocci Stucci Show, broadcasting from an undisclosed location, Florida. Wendy Williams, man, she's coming out. She has shit to say. We have inmates fighting California wildfires. Go get them, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, happy frickin' Friday to each and every one of you. I hope you guys are ready for the weekend. I hope you're ready for the Rocci Stucci Show. We got work to do. Let's go. Oh, happy Friday, every single person. I am the emotional meatball, Rocci Stucci. I bid each and every one of you a good day. I hope you're well. I hope you're doing okay. StucciMedia.com. StucciMedia.com. That's where you want to go. I got to turn my ears up just a little bit for some reason. Oh, yeah, I do. I see that my volume is coming down. There we go. There. How's that? Is my volume better there? It seemed to be really low there for a second. I think I'm good now. I love it when those things happen. Anyways, welcome. All right, cool. Let me, I got to do a sound check, man. I don't even care. I don't have anybody right here with me, so I actually had to do a sound check just to make sure that we're doing okay here. Let me do a sound check. Excuse me. There, how's that? Is my volume better there? It seemed to be really low there for a second. I think I'm good now. There. So what I just did was, I actually just fixed my problem because I think I went too hot there for a second. So yeah, welcome. I love you guys. I appreciate you all being here. I am Rocci Stucci, StucciMedia.com. As you can see on the screen right here. I've been doing a lot of updates to the website. Let me see here really quick. Just let me give you guys a little look, man. This is the homepage of the website. So basically you're going to have the featured right on the top, and then you're going to have the top stories, the trending stories, the latest news, podcasts right there. Oh, look at that sexy guy. Rocci Stucci, Chad Prather. You got Robert Bauer in there. You have the guys from Disgruntled. You got Big Rich, Jason. You got Sport. Man, we got a lot of cool things going on. I've been busting my ass on this website. So please get on over, subscribe, hang out. We got a whole bunch of stuff. We're actually going to be doing live streams from this site. I'm going to be adding that feature here probably, really shortly. I was planning on doing it probably within the next week. So that way hosts can come in here and actually live, and there'll be a chat and everything. This is going to be the site. This is going to be the place to be. So make sure you subscribe. And as you see in the upper right-hand corner, you can submit stuff. You can submit a link, a YouTube link, articles, and then it just has to be approved. So submit stuff, man. Just come on. Let's go. We got work to do. So I appreciate you, man. MyPillow.com, of course. I want my pillow. Just use code word meatball. All right, let's rock and roll. I got my chat on. All right, let me switch back to more of the sexy picture. Let me make sure So I was listening to something just briefly here before I came in the studio. And it was Les Brown. Are you guys familiar with Les Brown? He's a big motivational speaker. Sometimes sometimes I just need to listen to that, Usually when I take a shower, I'll throw it in one of those videos where I'm not so much into the screaming stuff. I just the reawakening stuff to just kind of shake the head a little bit, kind of put you back in this, perspective. But he's talking about a tree. And I thought this was really profound. I'm going to see. Hold on. All right. Yeah. See, I had to take my volume down just a little bit. I was coming off a little hot, so I think I got that fixed. I'll continue to monitor it. You guys help me out if it's coming through distorted. I appreciate it. But he's talking about this tree. And it actually takes like 4 years for this tree to actually start to grow. It was pretty profound. So what happens is that you have to plant the tree and the root, and you have to literally tend to the root. You don't see any kind of growth. You don't see really anything happening at all. Continue to monitor it. All right, sounds pretty good. And then what happens is that after like the third or fourth year, that root actually starts to bloom or grow the tree. And apparently the tree grows in like 19 or 20 days, the tree grows like 10 feet in that short of a time. And I'm sitting there thinking about that. It's like, well, that's pretty profound because, especially in radio or when we're trying to start a career or when we're trying to start something new, we always are looking for that immediate gratification, that immediate reward. I am the worst. I am the most guilty person when it comes to that. I always want my ideas to have results before the idea even starts. It's just weird. But it was profound because it's kind of a really good lesson that you can compare a lot of things to in regards to it takes that long sometimes to establish a foundation in regards to anything that you do. Anything that you do. Whether it be podcasting, whether it be a career, whether it be a hobby, it takes time. It takes time. And when the time's right, things blossom. And so I thought that to be profound because I've seen people get in podcasting and after, 6 weeks, because they weren't Rush Limbaugh and they thought that they were so damn special that people were just going to flock. And they get discouraged and they don't want to put the work in. And a lot of people don't even realize how much work is actually involved. I guarantee you at the end of every show I do, I'm on the computer for another 2.5 hours just packaging shit up, getting it out there. So I think the most valuable lesson, or what I took of that was it's the patience. And I guess I'm more conscious about that because that's something I'm working on, is those kind of patience. I'm not good with patience, you know? I've always gotten results because I don't really have patience. You know, I push things to get done. And if I was always at the contingency of everybody else's clock, I would be dead before I even had food in my gut. You know, I was working with another network a while back, and it's like they always wanted to have meetings. It's just like, I don't care about your meetings, man. I literally got things to do. You want to have a meeting about a meeting to justify what you're getting paid to do, and you're not even getting any work done because you're too busy having damn meetings. You know, I don't like meetings. But I want to bring something up here really quick. Again, StucciMedia.com, as you guys can see, StucciMedia.com. It's all sexy. Look at that. I mean, don't you kind of get chills a little bit when you see this? I mean, what do you guys think I'm doing all the time? Been busting my ass building this thing. This thing's going to be a monster. I wanted to talk about this, though. I kind of found this to be pretty profound. I always wondered in regards to Wendy Williams, you know, because we hear about the Diddy stuff and we hear about all that crap going on. You know, we should actually, does anybody know anybody who's been following the case? Because, you know, I hear things here and there about the case, but for some reason, they're not wanting to glorify this. You know, they're not wanting to put it on TV, you know, to try to show the world that, you know, they're going after justice because, you know, for whatever reason it is. But Wendy Williams, she speaks out on censorship. She said that she feels weird. This is really weird. She said that she feels like she's in prison. Conservatorship. Wendy Williams speaks out. She said that she feels like she's in a prison. Wendy Williams, the iconic talk show host, media personality who kind of went off the planet. You guys remember there? I think it was during the COVID stuff. Like she was going weird. You know, she was passing out on stage. She was probably having her shit drugged. It's the amount of things. And apparently, I don't know a lot about Wendy Williams, but apparently if you actually go and listen to some of her shows before she had the big TV show, she was calling Diddy to the carpet about all his shit, about all of it. And so, you know, and then this is kind of weird because, you know, you find out how much influential power Diddy has, and then all of a sudden she has this weird shit happen, and it's just like, wow, weird, but let's go preach integrity and everything else. I hear people working outside, and it just irritates the shit out of me. It's like they wait until this time, and then they want to actually do work. They must be a union job. Starting at 9 a.m. Eastern time, of course. But it says Wendy Williams, she broke her silence about her ongoing conservatorship, describing her life as a prison. And in an emotional conversation, Wendy revealed the extent of her struggles, including isolation, restricted access to her family, and the loss of personal freedoms. Wow, weird. Her family and supporters are now calling for systemic reform to prevent further abuse in guardianship cases. So what? She apparently has dementia. That's what they say. That's what they say. They apparently, you know, I'm struggling with that a little bit. I don't know. I don't know why I am. I'm struggling with it just a little bit. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Sue. You know, you can't help but when you start hearing about the things that have gone on with Diddy and all these other people that are involved, it's just like, It's pretty impressive on what they're willing to do to shut people up. I mean, there's people that are dead. There's people that are dead that probably knew less than what Wendy Williams knows. You know, it's probably just too obvious now because too many people have caught on. And it's like I'm starting to learn that this whole Hollywood thing has become a big criminal syndicate, like a big freaking mafia. You know, that's what it feels like. It feels like, and we're still allowing it to be entertainment. We're still rewarding these people that are doing sinister shit. We're still rewarding them by giving them halftime shows and giving them, you know, grand appearances and contracts and all this other stuff. I just had to double check my speaker again. I'm paranoid about sound. You know, I don't like having sound issues, and I definitely hate. She says, I can't hear anything outside. No. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good co-host right there. Thank you. I appreciate that. It drives me crazy. I have a DBX and a compressor, and it's supposed to do that, and I just don't know, right? I'm kind of solo right now. But, you know, I think a lot of us can really kind of have that conversation about, you know, what it's like to be censored, right? It is, you know, I talked about it yesterday. I talked about the, Mary says, makes you wonder what was going on with Brittany. Dude, I got to finish this. I got to put on my glasses. Don't worry. Oh, yeah. It says makes you wonder what was going on with Brittany when it comes to, I'm telling you, conservatorship and potential abuse in Hollywood. Oh, my goodness. You know, let me say something about Britney Spears. I don't know about you. I don't know. I don't follow her. I never listen to her. I don't listen to pop music. I feel heartbroken for that girl, man. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like I look at, there's so many of them like that. You look at a lot of them that started out young, like Justin Bieber. I mean, he's a mess, you know, and now we know why. Britney Spears is a mess, and we kind of know why, you know, and so it's just like they become slaves, and they can't release the slave. And if they can't get rid of the slave, they have to control the slave. And so they make the slave crazy. I mean, look at what they did to, not Diddy. Who's the other one? Not Diddy. The other one, he was married to Kim Kardashian. Whatever his name was. Holy crap. It's right at the tip of my tongue. I know somebody's going to say it here in the chat. But anyways, they went after him and Kanye West. Boom. Good looking out, Mary. Man, they're on fire. You know, they destroyed his reputation. And I always wondered about that too. You know, everybody's kind of weird. And I know he kind of went, it seemed at least like he kind of went a little weird with the whole girlfriend and covering her face and whatever. But he had his reasoning behind it. But now, you know, when we're starting to learn, man, all this stuff, it's like, oh, there's way more to it. There's way more to the world than just us going to a concert and watching somebody on stage that's performing for fans. It's turned into this sinister arena of this vindictive, power-hungry, I don't even know. You know, I honestly would have never expected to see this industry ever to be at the level that it's at, you know, in regards to this sinister mafioso style bullshit. And it's crazy that we know. It's crazy that we know this. And it's crazy that they get away with it and we don't do anything about it. It's no different than, you know, when politicians get away with things. It's no different than, we got really mad when Biden pardoned his son. Yeah, we got really mad, you know. And then we move on. It's nothing is what it seems. That's the stupidest thing. And that's why I want to talk about the Wendy Williams thing. Because I was always a skeptic, man. I was just like, how could she be that influential? And just boom, just like that, she has dementia. It's just weird how and I thought dementia was something that came out slowly. You know, and so is this a new type? Is there an aggressive form of dementia that maybe she has that I'm not aware of? Because it just came out of nowhere. I used to chill and watch her in the morning, or I at least have her on in the background. How you doing? Used to drive me nuts when she did that shit. She did this ugly stuff with her lip, and she looked funny. How you doing? It's more like, yo, hey, how you doing? You know, how you doing? I always wanted to go to her show just to throw out one of those. You know, she would come up and be like, how you doing? And I'll just be like, yo, how you doing? You know, how you doing over there one day? But it's all starting to make sense, man. And this is why, and even yesterday, when Trump nominated, it was Mel Gibson and a couple other people in regards to some like Hollywood watchdogs. And I was like, what is that shit? Right? And then I thought about it for about 3 minutes. And then I'm like, oh, no, okay. He knows, man. He knows that there is some serious manipulative blackmail shit going on in Hollywood. And he's sending some serious watchdogs within that realm. And I don't know what they're going to have the capabilities of doing except just being, I don't know. I don't know anything about the detail. I haven't really looked into the detail part of it, but we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough, and we'll hear a bunch of shit going on in the background. But it says Wendy shared that her conservatorship has left her feeling trapped and powerless. She described how her guardian has taken control of her phone, bank accounts, and even her basic necessities. I don't understand. Mary, it sounded like you probably have a good idea. Sly Stallone, John Voight, and Mel Gibson. Oh, they got Stallone. That's weird. I guess I don't know a lot about his political views. Now I'm actually trying to think back. I don't think I don't know. Okay. Well, let's give it a shot, man. Let's see what happens. I'll join. So when it comes to this conservatorship, however you want to say it, what are the levels of authority that people have? I mean, if somebody has, the power to handle your daily stuff, do they have the power to determine how much of it they actually do and actually don't? I don't know that. It would be curious to find out, the reason why they feel like they need to treat her like a child. I mean, I know people with dementia that don't even have these kind of restrictions. I don't know, man. It says she explained that she is unable to make simple decisions, such as choosing her own water brand or purchasing personal items. This is my life, people. This is my goddamn life, Wendy said, expressing frustration over her lack of autonomy. Okay. Wendy explained that she's unable to make simple decisions, such as choosing her own water brand. That's kind of a big deal. I mean, I guess it's in a way, if you can't choose the water brand, I don't know. Her family has also been affected with Wendy's niece and other relatives voicing their concerns about the conservatorship. They revealed that Wendy has been denied the ability to see her father, who is turning 94. Why the fuck would you not allow somebody to see their dad? See, this is the shit, man. Like when people die, and you see all these family wars, and that's when you really see, man, the real demon in people is when you get money involved, especially in the radio industry and the music industry. That's when you see the real Christians. You know what I'm saying? That's when you see the true Christians, man, in the industry, is when money gets involved. Then they'll show you how true of a Christian they are. But why would anybody? Nobody would ever have that authority in my life, no matter how sick I was, to determine whether I could or couldn't see my parent. Right? I'm so sick of this ruler mentality, man. I am. I'm so sick of this ruler mentality. We're sitting here at the mercy of rulers all the time. Where there's a disaster, we got to wait for FEMA, and we have to follow FEMA's procedures and guidelines. And if we don't follow FEMA's procedures and guidelines to get jack shit, then they're going to punish us and give us absolutely nothing because you got to follow the rules. I'm kind of sick and tired of people telling me what's best for me. I'm kind of sick and tired of people speaking for me, right? I just, let me think for me. I'm 51 years old. Most people that give me advice don't even have a clue of half the shit I've been through in my life. And I appreciate the sincerity. But, sometimes we don't know everything. And we sure as fuck don't know enough about another person sometimes to advise them in life. I'm kind of sick of people trying to tell me. That's all. Little baby vent there. No big deal. But anyways, let me get back. She goes, the emotional distress on being isolated and unable. Oh, wait. Let me go back up. I missed a part. I feel like I'm doing a show with Ron Phillips right now. The health concerns and the emotional distress. Wendy's health, it's been significant. A big significant concern throughout this conservatorship, of course, especially if somebody's fighting to have control over her assets and everything else. She has been open about her battle with Graves' disease and thyroid issues. She has been managed for over 2 decades. However, the expressed frustration is being denied access to her longtime medical providers. Why is that? Now, why would, okay, whatever. I want to go to the person that I've been going to for years, Wendy said. Adding to her requests have been dismissed by her guardian. Why wouldn't you send, see, there's another thing. Wait. You know why I hate changing doctors? Is because I have to sit there and give my whole life story again because they don't know anything about you. And, I can't speak for her case or whatever kind of specialist they're looking for, whatever it may be. But why wouldn't you? Just out of curiosity, why would you want to not have somebody who understands the mechanics and how your body works and what medications may be effective and not effective, or maybe just kind of have there as a backup, as a witness, maybe, Mr. Aaron Barker, welcome to the program. I had a conversation with Aaron the other night, and he was complimenting my nipples. Yes, he was. It made me happy. You know what I'm saying? No, he wasn't. I got to say, but Aaron says maybe there is such say over her life because it's not about her health, but about that. Dude, so I think that's kind of where a lot of us are going to line, Aaron. Honestly, I think we're all going to kind of line on the fact that it has nothing to do with her health. It has nothing to do with whatever they called it. It's called Graves' disease. I don't know a lot about Graves' disease. But it is a pretty aggressive stance there, man. It's a pretty aggressive stance to take to where you literally, I mean, you're taking somebody from seeing their father. So the reason I'm talking about this, because I usually don't talk about the Hollywood stuff, is because there's something bigger here. There's something bigger. And I just have a feeling that there may be, and I just kind of want to put it on record that I'm saying it, on this 17th day right here of January 2025, that I just have this weird feeling that she may get Clintoned. You know what I'm saying? She may get Hillary'd a little bit. Because here's the thing. If she truly does have some kind of, and she does, right? She can't remember things. She's having all those mental issues. Well, that makes her very dangerous then to people that have secrets. That makes her dangerous. That makes her vulnerable. And that's exactly why they're not letting her see her father. So yeah, Aaron, I agree with you, brother. That's exactly why they're probably not letting her see her father. That's exactly why they're not letting her see her old doctor. That's exactly why they're restricting her, from just about everything. I seen a video of her, it was like a month ago. She was out and something about her car, and she was all pissed off in a wheelchair out in front of a restaurant because somebody couldn't remember where they parked. And I'm just like, that was really weird. It almost looked like that was manufactured. Like they purposely just wanted to get that one little clip that lasted 30 seconds of her losing her shit a little bit, and then be like, hey, look at Wendy, she's losing her shit. And then everybody's like, oh, hey, Mom, did you hear about Wendy? She's losing her shit. And then everybody believes it. Mary Mansfield said if Wendy Williams has spent the last 30 years waiting tables or working the line in the factory, there would be no, that is 100%, 100%. It's so weird when you really, this stuff angers me. And the more you become kind of focused on it, it's just like, I'm not becoming this anti-human guy. I'm just becoming an anti-greedy piece of shit human guy. Really, I am. And I think a lot of you can agree to this, is that we get to a point in our life to where it's like, we crave so much just to be surrounded by a couple people that are legit, that don't have motive, that are willing to cry in front of you and are willing to let you cry in front of them. And I said it yesterday, you realize how alone you are when you deal with adversity. And that's, I can't say that's a completely bad thing, because everybody's so caught up in the whirlwind of their own life. They're so caught up in the whirlwind of their own stupid shit. And so it's just like, I know sometimes, even I did, there's some specific people I was just like, it's kind of weird. But it's not always about me. And I can't always cast judgment on somebody when I don't fully know why. I want to. Sometimes I want to slap the shit out of somebody, and then I realize it's like, man, if I would have slapped them, that would have been a false allegation. That's why, and I've had my name bashed. And that's why it's just important for me that I got to know from the people themselves before I make an assessment to slap them or not. You know what I'm saying? What up, Deb? Good morning. Hey, how'd your 46-year celebration go yesterday? You have a good time? Yeah. 46 years. Just kidding. It was 30-something. 38 something. That was a long time. Whatever it was almost a half a century. I remember that part because that trips me out. Half a century. Oh, there's greedy, power-hungry pieces of crap. Oh, shoot. So as we speak about this, you triggered me. You triggered me, Mary. As we speak about this situation and the suppression of Wendy Williams, there was a post, and I actually shared a copy of the article. I didn't share the article, just a meme of it, where the old singer of Motley Crue, Tommy, whatever his name is, He was pissed off, man, because of this concert. The one that we were talking about yesterday. He lost his shit because he said identical to what we said. So I'm so glad he said it because I was just like, was I jumping the gun on that? I questioned that after the show. I was like, should I have waited? Was that too much, right? Was because we talked about We Are the World and, we are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. I feel like singing. Tommy Lee. Mary's correcting everything for me this morning. She's like, damn it, Rocky. Get your shit right. Damn it, Rocky. He lost his shit, and I was so happy about that because I seriously, I got a big problem with that. And I don't, typically I wouldn't care. Typically I probably would have been like, anybody want to hire me? I can film you. You know what I'm saying? But things change, man. Things change. And I guess you had to be reintroduced sometimes to certain types of pain and loss and misery to empathize with it. And to sit here and to know that there's literally thousands of people that are going to get screwed over. I don't care what promises get said on a microphone. I literally, I don't want political speeches no more. I don't want to hear Newsom talk about how excited he is because they already got plans. So he's super excited. He's working on it to make moves. It's just like, dude, shut the fuck up, bro. I am sick of hearing people like you. I'm sick of hearing people like Trudeau. I'm sick of hearing people like Obama. I'm sick of hearing bullshit, really. All this, it's going to be great. America, shut up. Shut up and get off the fucking camera. And you have thousands of your constituents out there that you're going to screw over. So why don't you go try to make friends with them? Why don't you go try to make friends with them and let them know how bad FEMA's going to screw them over and how bad the insurance companies are going to screw them over and hold no accountability to a lack of decisions the leaders of California made. Now, we're going to sit here and we're going to play the blame game. And California and politicians, they will find somebody. They will find somebody to bury on this. They will blame somebody. They won't blame none of the radicals. They won't blame none of the plants. They won't blame none of the pieces of shit that were going out and starting shit on fire. No, they're going to find this singular source is what they're going to do. And so they can say that guy right there was the bad guy. I'm the good guy. Look, I'm fixing the shit. Right? I'm done with that. It's just like, no, man, I got a lot more questions about this fire than what our mainstream media is offering. I got many questions about it because there could be and should be potential prison time. People have died because of the lack of preparation. I was a firefighter. So we would do assessments. When somebody would be going and buying a location, we would go do an assessment. We would be like, what are the threats? Okay, well, a lot of it was exactly what caught California on fire. It was dead trees and brush that's been there forever. It's shit that flames quicker than a dead Christmas tree. How could you not? There were documentaries made about this 20 years ago in regards to the threats of the fires in Los Angeles and how quickly they could spread. What kind of preparation was done to prevent that? We do shit to stop tsunamis. We have storm cellars for storms. But we just got to wait and hope that it never happens or hope that we're that good, but just not make sure that there's not enough water to put the shit out. It don't make sense. It just gets to the point where I don't even know what to say about it. We can sit here and see things and it's you can't convince a majority of a population that craves the words of the politicians and they crave the words of the celebrities. That's why they're going to do this concert. They're going to do it. They're going to do a concert for whatever, for the fires. That's it. They'll make millions. They'll have marketing material for the next 50 fucking years. I mean, they're still marketing We Are the World. They're still making millions of dollars off the song We Are the World. How much of that is going to Africa? How much of that money right now that they still make off We Are the World is going to, any kind of research, anything. Because it's bullshit. It's this fake life we live and people crave it. They crave it. They'll sit there and they'll wait every 4 years for their new president, for their life to be fixed. They can't wait to go see what their celebrity's doing. It's just like we have completely lost touch with our own fucking identity. And it's just like so many other people who don't even have an identity have such an opinion on other people's identity, right? But what does it say here? I want to continue with this Wendy Williams stuff because and then I want to talk about those firefighters that are fighting over there. They're convicts. They're prisoners. But let me get through this real quick. It says, Wendy's family and fans are rallying behind her, calling for her freedom and advocating for reform in the guardianship system. Her niece highlighted the systemic issues within the guardianship process, stating the system is broken. The longer she's under the guardianship, the longer they have the keys to her life, her personal, financial, and emotional everything. Supporters have also pointed out that Wendy is not cognitively impaired or incapacitated. This 9 a.m. stuff sucks. Incapacitated, as her censor or conservatorship might suggest. She's not cognitively impaired. She's not incapacitated. She's just being taken advantage of. One family member said, Wendy herself added, I feel like I'm in a prison. I'm definitely isolated. So I'm interested. I'm interested at what authority these people have and why the courts don't pay attention to this. We know why. And what are you going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? So, these people are screaming for help, and it's just like, well, welcome to our world. Welcome to our world when, we sit here and we bust our ass and we do everything the system tells us to do, but then we get screwed by that same system that promised us a whole bunch of things, and then when we scream for help, there ain't nobody there. But we're too busy, we're making sure that we're sending some good weapons over to the Ukraine. We're making sure to start pseudo wars all over the world and create terrorism. We're making sure 80% of the other countries on this planet are taken care of. I'm starting to think that the United States is nothing but the big fucking godfather. And it's not new. It's not new. And I don't know why we don't have more of these conversations, because we've been doing sinister shit since the 60s. We talk about Panama Canal. I mean, how many leaders has the United States assassinated to get the power control of that area? That's mafia shit. That's mafia shit when you go kill another gang leader to take control of his area. When you go to Iraq because of Saddam Hussein to get his ass out to put your guy, that's mafia shit. Right? Then they sell the neighborhood on the bullshit while they're there so they can get the support of the neighborhood. It's stupid. It's stupid. And then we have to go to fucking funerals. And we started an organization back in 2007 called the American Patriot Riders. And we were getting a lot of KIAs, man. We were getting a lot of KIAs coming in from Afghanistan. And we were at every single funeral. We held the flag line because of those protesters that were showing up. And I couldn't tell you how many parents I've watched bury their children. I couldn't tell you how many children I watched bury their parents. It started wearing on you. It's like every week you're at another funeral because that's what our service offered. And there's this immense sense of pride for being there for the soldier and being there for the family and representing that cause and this Americanism, because it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And when we can put all the bullshit away, Americanism is a real thing. But I'm going to be honest with you, man. There's times, even right now, at this very second, where I sit here and I'm just like, I don't want to have a conversation in my mind to think that so many men and women died over corrupt causes. You know what I mean? And if you were willing to, you could find an argument with that. It's not hard. That's my conflict. I can't find enough evidence to say it's not true, because that's what I try to do on this. I don't want to say that, God, how many people are dead from these bullshit wars that we're sold on because of power grabs, because of natural resources, and because we were lied to get it. we were lied to get it. And then the more research you do, the more you realize that we've been lied to a fucking lot. We've been lied to a lot. Man, it's so ridiculous. And so it's just like, it's kind of hard as an American to even want to kind of at times, and I'm just thinking out loud, I'm a law-abiding citizen, but there's times where you just want to tell the entire system to fuck off. You know, you sacrifice and you suffer, all at the expense of living a life they told you was the correct way to live. And doing all the things that they told you was the right thing to do in life for the pursuit of happiness. And it's just like, I feel like I've been neglected, and I feel like we as a society has been lied to so immensely for so long that we don't even know what the fucking truth is. I mean, what is it? You know, we scream freedom, but we ain't got it. We say, you know, Russia's bad, but how bad are they compared to China? And we look at China as our working ally. Our greatest enemy on this planet supplies us with 80% of our medicine. That don't make no sense to me. It don't make no sense to me. Everybody's mad at Trump because he wants to put tariffs on China and Mexico because, you know, businesses are going to run out of shit. Oh, well, why are they going to run out of shit? Why don't we ask that question? Why don't we stop reacting to the surface bullshit and start asking questions? Why it even happened in the first fucking place? Why don't we start there? Why don't we start asking the questions of why do all these countries leave the United States? Why don't we ask the question, why do we overtax so many people to force businesses out of the United States and then make our biggest enemy the most dependent importer we have? Our biggest enemy on this planet. It's not Russia. Russia's never been. Russia's never been. We violated the treaty with Russia. What we're doing right now with Ukraine is illegal in my eyes. In my eyes. Because if you want to go to the roots, we violated the treaty. Now, all Russia's doing is reacting to the violation of the treaty of the United States. And we're not talking a minor violation. We're talking 300 more locations closer to Russia that was agreed to not happen. So can't be super mad because if anybody did that to us, you know, freedom bitches, we're going to fuck them up. So Russia protects their shit and they go take back what's theirs and everybody's mad. But everybody supports China like a motherfucker, but they're hacking us 300 times a second. How many times does Russia hack us a second? Don't know, because they probably don't. It's just crazy. So then you ask the question, it's like, what's real? What's even real? I mean, anything beyond 300 years, I'm questioning the reality of it. And I'm starting to think that, you know, aliens have been around forever. Seriously, I'm starting to think that. Starting to think we may be like this off species. I don't know, man. I would be relieved if I found out that that was true, though, because that would explain a lot of the stupidity that we experience on this planet. So, anyways, you know, it's dumb. I think about this shit at 3 a.m. Anyways, Rocci Stucci Show. Hey, visit the website here. Let me show you guys again, because that's where we're at right now. If you can see, let me do a little screen transition. This is the website. This is the Rocci Stucci website. Well, let me go to the homepage. You guys come on over. I've been working on this every single day. It's StucciMedia.com. Go to StucciMedia.com. Man, this thing is just starting to kick some serious ass. I'm just saying. It will have the live stream features here probably within the next couple weeks. We got the podcast section. We're going to be adding Aaron Barker to the network. If he's still in the chat room, we were just on the phone the other day. And Aaron is going to be coming on the network, and we're going to be knocking that show out of the park, and we're going to get some serious distribution from them guys. So we're looking forward to bringing his show on. So probably within the next couple of weeks, we'll have him added to the lineup. But right now, we got 3 clicks. We got Prather. I got a whole bunch of the abnormal shows. Jeremy Hansen, Nextcast, and I got 4 shows, I think, right now on the roster to be added in. And they'll be getting added every day. So this is going to turn into the beast. It's kind of where I want it, I think. So we'll see. We'll see. But this is another story here, which you can find right there in the featured section of StucciMedia.com. Oh, let me get off there. I just made a funny face at the camera. None of you guys seen it. Did you hear that little pause? That was me making a funny face that you guys didn't just see. All right, then. You know what I mean? So, Aaron Barker said he's stoked. Super stoked. Hashtag Deb Treadway. How you doing? That's going to be the new thing, the new Wendy Williams, how you doing thing. How you doing? Do it once. Do it. I saw it. I saw it, Barker. You did it, bro. It was kind of gay. Dude, I saw that. I saw your finger's supposed to go down. It's okay, bro. We ain't judging. I've been watching your content. Been a lot of rainbow stuff on your timeline lately. Just saying. You know what I mean? Super stoked. How you doing? So these inmates, California wildfires, story of redemption and hardship. I wrote this article this morning. I was up at 4 a.m. and the meatball actually wrote this article. Not the video, but the article. So I want to ask you guys a question. Because, a lot of you know that I serve time. I got a lot of stories about that. And I made $25 or 25 cents an hour as an inmate, as a volunteer. Now let's pretend, let's not refer to firefighters, right? Let's not refer to this. Let's talk about inmates getting paid 25 cents an hour. Do you think that's right or wrong? Do you think inmates should get paid? Or do you think that these private prisons for profit shouldn't be able to make a profit off the labor of inmates? Because they're paying their inmates $0.25 an hour. 25 cents an hour is what they make. So if you work a 40-hour week, you made $10. And that $10 is just enough for your canteen to get a couple things of chips and maybe a couple bags of coffee, if you're lucky. I haven't checked out the prices lately, but inflation, plays a big part. You know what I mean? I want to know your thoughts. Do you think that it's okay for prisons for profit are able to profit, for one, off of prisoners and their labor? And do you think that prisoners, if they do work, should be compensated, at least a minimum wage instead of this 25 cents an hour? Aaron Barker says that I don't think there should be inmates. Okay, what do you mean? You don't think there should be inmates fighting the fire? Or because I know that these inmates here that fight the fires, I know they're the lowest level security risk inmates. These are guys that probably have driving violations, drug violations. They they failed a UA a few times and they had to serve time. I just saw the flags, bro. Both of them. I saw both of them. I forgot what I was saying. Those flags threw me off. Bro, I was going to completely have an ADHD. I'm trying to get better with my ADHD stuff, bro. All right, that don't help. That don't help, Barker. That don't help. Now, as a former firefighter, I understand that it doesn't kind of matter. I don't even know how to say this. If you're a firefighter, it's who you. It doesn't matter what you do for a living, or if you're a bad person or a good person. There's something about a human being that I don't know how to explain it. That I loved it. I loved going into blazes. I don't know what it is. I think that death made me feel alive. I would go sit in trailers, and we would stack half the trailer with pallets and hay, and we would sit there and sit in that trailer, fully engulfed. And we would sit in as long as we could because we were trying to train ourselves to deal with that kind of heat. Because a lot of the fires we'd go into, you couldn't see. And so you literally crawl on the floor until you find the fire with your hands. That's how you find fire sometimes. We were doing a rescue. It was a 3-story rescue. So we had to bring the hose. We had to bring the line all the way up. It didn't have the apartment hose. The apartment hoses are the shorter units that you can carry on your shoulder. And there'd be a water line up on that floor that you can tie into. They didn't have that, so we had to hose all the way up. I had to connect some hoses. So you're talking 125 pounds of pressure in a 4-inch hose. That's a lot of fucking muscle, right? But you can't use it. So you get the hose up there, and you can charge it. Lots of times you bring the hose up there because that's your exit. If you can't see, what do you use? You use the hose. That's what firefighters do, is you use the hose. And so you'll hold on to the hose and you'll just and walk your way out. When you're doing search and rescues, if the hose is already into the unit, you'll use the hose to go into a unit because you can't see. So you crawl and you keep one hand on the hose. You never release. You never release and put your hand back. Once your hand hold and you're moving, you never take your hand out that hose, because the second you release, I did it once, you become disoriented. I had to stand up in a fully engulfed room, and there was a fire in there somewhere. You can hear it. You can hear it roaring. I could feel it, but I couldn't see it because the smoke was that thick. So I had to stand up, and I just literally, you just start like inch walking, or you crouch, or, you're trying to get to a wall. And then what you got to do is when you get to a wall, you pick a direction, because now you're so disoriented because that smoke instantly disorients you. Now you just pick a direction, and you hope that, the direction you go is going to be the closest direction to the door where you can get back to the hose, and it's not the direction that's going to lead you into a dangerous fire. That's why you don't take your hands off the hose. Only time you do is if you're doing a search and rescue and you need to go into individual rooms and do a room sweep, which means you go into a room and you pretty much crawl on the floor and you feel for bodies. That's all you're doing. You can't see them. You feel for them, and if you feel it, you pull them out blind. That's what you do. And then you use the hose to pull yourself out. There was one guy one time, he let go of the hose during the rescue. It was hot. It was real hot. And that heat, when you're in heat to where it starts to curl your name on your helmets, because that's for your incident command, that's hot. That means you're real close, man, where that thick plastic is starting to bend. So you're real close. He got hit by a plume of smoke. He got disoriented, and he instantly panicked. And the only thing his brain knew to do in his panic was to rip his mask off. That's, just like when people are scuba diving and something happens. Well, their first initial thing is they feel suffocated. So when you feel suffocated, you rip off whatever's on your face. And he ripped it off, and he inhaled a shit ton of smoke. It was terrible. So now you have somebody choking, and now you're in a debate. Do you try to put the mask back on them, or do you try to do an emergency escape while they're choking, right? Because now they're fighting you, because now they can't breathe. So it's a bad situation all around. Super, super bad situation. And I live for it. I love it. When I was down in Texas A&M, I was doing industrial fires, aircrafts, and man, how you have to sit there and gas lines, these big freaking gas lines, and you got to open that water line up, and you have to trap the fire into your hose line so you can shut lines off. And it's just like, so when you see these guys, man, it's just like, I think we get so used to seeing firefighters, we get so used to seeing them all the time, and then sometimes there's these events like this and we're like, damn, man, thank you, bro. But, it's a different breed of human. You have to be a different breed of human to want to go into that shit, because it's like dancing in the devil's den, it's like dancing in the devil's den. And I think that was the reason why I did it, was because I feared it so much. And I wanted to conquer that fear. And I don't think you ever conquer the fear of fire, because fire will always make sure you respect it. And that's what it did with me. You always make sure you respect it. And now these guys here, like these wildfires, I was trained for it. I never had to really go do the wildfires. I was really not interested in it. You got to really be in shape. You really do. But they have a bunch of inmates right now fighting. They should be outmates. I got you, bro. 100%. And I wonder, what kind of, this is bigger than a crime we commit. We can punish somebody. We can punish somebody for making a bad decision, getting busted with some weed or some coke, or, getting a D-dub, right? And we were willing to make that person suffer at times years for that decision. We'll put them on probation, and chances are they'll get some violations on their probation. They'll get their probation extended. They'll have some extra fines they have to pay. They'll make your life miserable. Once you're in the system, it's very difficult to get out. So why is it that when we have these type of individuals that are inmates that all stood up to the plate and they said, let's go help human beings. Why don't we recognize that in the same manner that we're willing to punish people? Why are we always willing to, I don't know, man. Why are we always willing to be a piece of shit but not reward good behavior? Why, and the only rewarded behavior that we witness are people of stature, because it's all about a Cheeto sucking game that these guys play with each other, of all these fake ceremonies and fake awards and fake hoorah bullshit. Where are all these people that are going to be at this concert? Where are they all right now? Where are they all right now? Are they all with the people, helping the people that they're going to do the concert for? Are they on boots on the ground? Are they so concerned, that they're offering whatever resources that they could with the wealth of money that they've had for people that have lost everything and will get no recovery? Are they making sure all that's taken care of? Or are they just going to make sure they're on time for that concert? Got it. Understood. So, hats off to these guys. To every single firefighter, paramedic, those tanker dudes, damn. And it's worse. Now there's I actually have the article here. Let me bring that up real quick before I take us out. I have this one here. It's, oh God, there's a fire that is happening. Where's my news? There's a fire that is happening right, I got it. Damn it. I don't want to sit here and look for it real quick. I got it somewhere. Damn it. It's a gas fire, or it's by a gas facility. I thought I had it somewhere here. Oh, well. I'm kind of pissed off because I posted it this morning. It should be here. Oh, right here. Hundreds evacuated after fire erupts in massive California battery storage plant. See? I mean, my goodness. It's like my effing goddamn God. You can tell. Look how way down my computer. Oh, it's not even turning. So it's just like, ooh. Hundreds evacuated after fire erupts at massive California battery. I bet you that was an accident. Bet you it was. I bet you that was an accident. Why isn't it? Damn. All right, whatever. It's irritating me. My computer's all way down. I got way too much stuff running on my system. All right, folks. Hey, I love you guys, man. Hey, if you see a firefighter, give them a hug. Tell them thank you. And to all these really bad people that are doing really good things, I hope to reward your behavior. I don't judge you for any mistakes you made in your life, because redemption is the best way to live your life. So, yeah, man, I appreciate you. Let me go down the list. Steph, where have you been? Where have you been? You know what I'm saying? Steph says, and what's going to happen to them in Cali when the rain... I want to ask something about that real quick, and then we'll go out. So if we have the capabilities to seed clouds, right? You know what I'm saying? Then why haven't we seeded clouds to help assist with any of this fire to produce rain? I've seen them spraying forever. For months, they've been spraying. I just haven't seen no rain from the spray, right? You know what I'm saying? Because it's not cloud seeding. That's why. That's your answer, right? I'm not even going to throw it out there as a question. It's because they're not cloud seeding. They're trying to make everybody feel safe by saying they're cloud seeding. They're not, because if they cloud seeded, they would cloud seed for the storm anytime there's a wildfire, and they'll put the damn fire out. No, they don't cloud seed because they want the destruction. What they're doing is spraying aluminum in the air. And I'm going to go conspiracy on this, but not on today's show, because the 5G towers, the spraying, you got HARP, with everything going on. All the weather patterns happening right now, all these UFOs, all these things that may be there that may not be there, all this weird shit happening right now, it's all starting to come together in my brain. I don't know if my brain's where you want to be, though. But it is. It's all starting to make sense, and it's starting to actually kind of piss me off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I wish each and every one of you fantastic weekend. The first week of the Rocci Stucci Show is in the bag. Kind of a rough start. It's kind of a rough, no big deal. But we'll tune this guitar as we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. I love you guys, man. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of things to do. I'm glad to be back on the microphone. I'm glad to be back here 9 a.m. Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time. Can't make the show, don't worry. You come back and watch it later. If you need anything, man, if you got any cool stories, just make sure you visit StucciMedia.com. I love you, man. I appreciate you. Don't forget, Aaron Barker coming out on the network. We got a bunch of shows coming up, man, so be ready. We got big shit happening. I love you guys. I appreciate you. From my family to yours, Much love, much respect, and don't forget rule number 1. Somebody say it for me. Don't take shit from nobody. Right here.